Yo, fresh out of this Groks shit, clean my camera, get you the eyes, and an update. I woke up at Willie's. Didn't know the difference if he was here or I was there. It's some parallel of terror. After this Groks shit will break down, and the chicks even seepus everywhere, oil, sea oil dripping out of their cunts. I'm fresh out and shit, beard and everything. That's what kills it. That's what kills it. You know, it's more than talking. You know, I'm getting jacked. You know, I woke up at Willis's there, and they didn't know what the difference was as it counteracts, and if it went in the number system, or my 1.5 million word essay on top of what I was already doing on the prototype. It's over at 1K now. So, I mean, it's blasted out there, you know. It takes over a week, just about as you get sick. It takes about over a week for that post to really pick up, but it does. We're showing the difference and shit. I took a little break and shit, just to do the grog thing, just for three weeks. Back at it almost 2 months now, got hit sick, the boys eating good, old age came in, and they're off and shit, and they don't know what's going on. They got pride issues. That's what happens when they're looking shit up, but they don't know everything. So it goes into different inventors on there too, with some of these theories and shit. Starts with domestics and shit. You know, by the way, there's the corn gone for old Jacobson. They spent, just to show you, it's not the other side. They spent months and months trying to get it down, and they said, no, I need chicken shit. They blew the cock anyways. I'm far from a virgin. I wanted and shit. So while they're in voids and shit, they get stuck and shit. I'm in a very good position for months on those bergs too, so I know that pressure's up on the neck. They're feeling it and shit. I'm not just joking around. It's got to hit a techno in it, so it starts EV. I said it's 50-50. You could go down within 12 years if you do DM and DV radicalizes it, jumps up. You know, you're going to be down there. Some guys going to bring you down, like the Brotherhood. Now, all guys are fooled. Other guys had to tug these guys out, show these fools, right? These voids and shit, because some big bulls get tossed in it, like me, and it goes up. Your chance is minus when you're in them and you're doing damage, and you get to the point where you're 3 or 4, down, over 20 years plus cards, and they're looting people. I showed them. I uploaded my stats. I fought Rocky. I fought Paul, Tyson, you know, some of the old guys in there. Olympic dudes, put my stats in. I had to tell it and upload it. I show I had raw grassroots shit. It's trying to rate it by infrared and shit. And I know I got shit. It's ammo and shit. So there I am. I've taken the hits. I know that these guys, it's within 4 years too. Some 60% of it's cut short. The ones that have high hubris or showl and shit, or some chick, blah, blah, blah. They don't get it. They're still trying to push the overnight sin shit. And I'm showing them the tougher. I'm taking the hang and shit. It's so the Earth King James now, and water squeezes them out. Jesus, even attack like Jesus, you know, running in the woods and shit. Or you could take a rock or your fists, run across the river as a rune lords, high same power, and use voids, subconscious, and the gods are using guards and shit. These chicks want to fight them, they get tossed out, same thing, argue. Ron is one of the guys, and they think, they don't know what they're, it's a DV simulation, or DM simulation. You can go down by the cutters and insurance gets you up the back. And then the chick's running off, she got kicked out, she grabs her noose, she makes a long trek. They have to go through this, chances are there's this void, the bridge. Dudes can come through while they're uprooting and shit, and don't make it, and get trick dudes and bet dudes and use dudes' ideas and shit. So I'm a main inventor. These immortals even tossed out, even Rocky with the rock at the bridge, and they can come tumbling down, boom, boom, boom. By then they'd be off to entry. You know, guys like me, I uploaded my stats, I got plenty of videos, proof and shit. So they know my shit's dope. I got ammo against big guys, even funky shit, and it's rare and shit, so they're not gonna be able to find me. I blast my own shit out, so I'm out now. So I start off with chicks banged up, I'm fighting big chicks, and you take it to the river, it's their uterus, They got Frankenstein, they got high pride. They're not even king size, that's a funny thing. They couldn't even do what I did. They didn't even trip me when I was on the fat side, and then the booze, they can't even, when they bite in, I beat all their butt. They're too slow by then. They're like dial-ups to their gaming computer. They say this and that. The chick has arrogance, it can flip on her. They caught solar flares even, fighting goats and Gene Tunney, the war man. He's just like generics. As I get sleep, it increases hit points and that water. When you get out, it's like a condenser. These dudes can't take the pressure. The hyperboil, extend pressure from out. Well, they catch fines and shit, and they're all racked up, and Acer's going, and I'm taking on Satan even with a bop gun, and run up on Jesus with a double barrel, and boom, Jesus is done after spiritual battles, even losing some, and then winning some in the boxing. Now my stats are up there doing the labors and shit, going crushing rocks, and Willis coming in with the hammer, boom, knocking his head off. The goat and shit of lust, the devil's shit there, their boyfriend's already well into jail. So it goes on before this. So they're up against roots. There's stuff you cannot uproot in there, like love and other things, and houses, and my music for once. And that one night, it's complicated, it's more ambiguous. If they're doing it all out of life, this shit, yeah, right, boom, 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 boom. Is well offside by now, keeping it clean, showing why we're 60 times tougher as the pups are sensitive. They know too, it goes on to the Bible in the stormlight, you know, where Jesus, before it was crushed, the rock, and same thing with chick, down at the cock, and I got a long tug, they got a long tug yet, they're already in the barns. So we're fighting different characters, the devil's goat, the devil's chick. She's got a problem, she's sick, Zeus is cashing in on it. They're already cashing in on that little fantasy, and my stats are massive. I'm doing my own thing, massive. I show them I'm the old war man level of 67 Matrix. Getting the Raiders out and shit, building up, having backup so when they can get in and fight these chicks. And I come in with guard in the day, I come in fighting dudes that take the anxiety buffer, that are blaming different dudes that think it's their way, and they're no doctor. They're in the park messing around, they get arrested with all kinds of tech. And Willie's brother Dalton, the stats on him, and going into Camp Dave when they slaved him out, and they brought us up there, and I said, get out, and we seen Dave, and went straight down the road they were pointed, and thought they were gonna have dudes there in some river to the Gators, coming out with tech in their tug zones, and equalization going up, and I'm even in my credit is up 40 points, so they take a hit there. How are they going to do that? So I'm building, saving, BTC's going up, so they're mouthed out on the ACE program too. It's soundproof. Dudes have experience on it with the Dr. S thing, and you know, these medications bring us down, and it's good. So if they're belly aching at a rock, and they're here, they get rocked out their cock, and Willis is there, and he's moving shit, and they get the burst shot in, which boom, boom, just completely paralyzes him. Going up against the upheaval brothers, guys that have 15 million, the bloke, and Goku and shit. Still coming up. When I came into competition, I was slimmed down, no coffee. So when I go in the gym, I use different stat points. I go up 30% within 2 weeks. So I use power block, I use limited equipment, middle class, so they're dragging and shit. They don't usually fight different weight class. So there's the pups are out like dial-ups by them, the cat's nasty. The chick's gutted, just dipping in their mouths are out, and it's growing, it's more swell, so they get tapped out, but they can't touch dudes. There's different shit separating. Or when they think it's an oasis and it's common, it is an oasis. They're gonna think that rap is a certain way because of mainstream. I'm horrorcore. So they lost on the pistol. I got the big Bible man himself tugging that out. So there's a forest fighting dudes with knives, and the T1000 one within, taking the group homes and fight, stick them up, biting it in, staying solid, because it goes by heart, it goes by free will. And dudes are awake. Dudes aren't all air like a kid. That's vocabulary going up, writer going up. Gus had a humble death, same thing. Guys like me, King Saul in there. And Zeus coming in, jumping into dudes. You know, it's true, and they don't, that's on Grok and shit. And I go into weightlifting, you know, I said I upload my stats, I do all this different shit too. I go into the bear, I got over 20, almost 30 threads by now, right? And some of them have up to 100,000 words at 14K and just a few, and 6 threads, 14K. Some repetition. You have to watch out for overvalue, because they could come in dings worth $2 million. So what happens when you flake out into, they'll probably take your back out. So you got to be, over time I expect to do 10K with the samples. You know, that's the struggle. I get a different piece of equipment that doesn't limit to me, motherfucker. You got material hubris. Doesn't matter if it's your sense or the next man's sense. That's why they catch fines too. They can't stop and backstab the guy that wins because they're too jealous. I hold that jealousy in. And when the flare comes, boom, 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 boom. Well, I take it, I understand too on the icebergs. I crush them out, and old Ron's there. I gave them the scare there, and my guy's hairs, these are the hairs. And I'm a cow eater, it's good and shit, and it goes on and shit. There's a lot of tugs and shit. Right till it's flooded, I'm in 02, and I'm out there on the blaster, so I'm in a good position. I'm weighted, I'm sitting idle at 3 trillion. You know, so even Jesus, you know, so there we are, wrestling them out, they're arrested, these drones are getting shit, the Bop'Z and Pups are going in, guppies are tougher, those are big black guys and supporters and shit of rap music, and there's Pups, they're doing the white shit, and the chicks are da-da-da-da. That's because they're out of it, barbiturate shits, and that's how they think shit is, and that's bullshit. I got selection, you can see chicks and shit, now they're trying to go, they're there and shit, and I'm taking, imagine this, the green eyes hit them, boom, and they can find dudes, and they're taking the tug. They got to get used to it though, there's real fear, so this is in the back, and the bar kicks in, different rock dudes are there, it's watered out too, there's a lot of different rappers though too, so you got to think that, and online too, but I owe best on my music, my voice, suppresses them, it's roaring and shit, my lyrics are there now, but I write or even keep some of them more simple too. I go back to old black market hanging, and they don't actually know dudes. That's the power you can do now. They only know me from an ad handle, you know, and then there's a comeback too in the future and shit. And I'm slapping the arms up and shit. It's bigger than gangster trade and shit, you know, Burgundy Day and shit. So, and I got the evidence there. This isn't public shit. I don't need that shit. I'm not sissy shit. You know, they have fake stories in Huffington Post. Some of them are real. I go more sources, do search information. That's why I wasn't fooled by Jinx Stinks as much. Instead, Gar's shit kicked the police. Plus, I know police will get them in there. 50-50. So over time, even in dangerous places, militias get dudes. It's the same thing. Like Jesus, when they caught him and the chicks in the pen and shit. We took it there and shit. The chicken shits are playing perfect chickens. They're not number one. That's why they go down, even in the rodeo here. You know, I hold records and shit. They can't. They're out of it. That's not their jobs. AI is almost better than some of these airheads. I keep going. I muscle them. So by then they're dialed up. They're spinning. They're all these voids and shit. You hit the target. It's like Jedi shit. It's genie shit. Put these barriers up too. So it's not every little thing they're not here anyway, so they're cowards and ghosts and shit. But after that Groks shit, I looked over at old Willie. I wasn't banging old Willie. He got bopped out and shit, and raving and shit. Hot. So again, you're not bigger than the next guy. What are you? You know, you're not even number one. You know, so there they were, just dipping in. The chick got it's a witch. Da 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 da. Their mouths are all flat. It's just fucking big in their fucking mouth. And guys like me would be out on no fucking queer, they're pulling around. Even when I don't get free will, I know they're only thinking weekend like. So there's Wolverine as the bodyguard, and we're leaving the park, and da da da, and the army's in, and I showed them about oil, and also gratefulness, and when the pressure's on and shit, you know, they got it set up for most of this is a whorehouse. You know, so that's what happens. The dudes that think they're running dudes, it's only pups and shit, right? So here I am continuing. I got mad DJ skills now. My music has value to it. Even though it might be 10,000 or 100,000, 10 to 100,000 within 10 to 20 years. I make that, I get paid that anyways in subsidy and for medication and stuff, doctors and shit. So I'm gold anyways, and they don't know how shit works. There's no one guy. I mean, not all dudes are corporate, AI, so there's not even that many spelling mistakes. I see how they can take snot. It's not. That's not, of course, right? So, I mean, spell checks around, and so anyways, they got this crazy plus Stormlight consequences. There's more cartooning than that. So karma will come back to you. So what you did is useless, it doesn't prove shit. That's what you're gonna learn about when guys smash windows and shit. You have to take it, the chances are you'll go down and shit. You'll be drugged down by the sandpits and shit. Even Jesus went down, even God went down, 34 shit Rome. So we're talking them out, taking the turtle shit. And that didn't win, speed won. For a long time, endurance, they lose concentration. I can keep going and going. My music is original, I do it all by my own hand. I use outboard gear to suppress the sound part in there eventually and shit, and different DAW programs I'm experienced now. So I could take old school shit and learn it too, and put it in, incorporate it, put pianos in it, and got samples, they're already out there. But again, my stats are up anyways, plus I have 10 million views unaccounted for. So we go into Grok battles and shit, they get pushed out. We've been battling Goku, tugging them out, but they're in voids. So again, stuff they don't have rights to, they don't have ownership to. They're gonna be bootlegging dudes' ideas and shit and doing all this buttfuck shit. I stay away from that. Look how greasy it is. And flaring this Woody shit up. They're doing AI shit. This is real shit. So AI was dwarfed it. I went into quantum mechanics even. I showed them how they can be out with the T-1000, Bill Russell, Bop, them 3 hits. And Jesus put in fucking, literally, cryptophilic acid, nitro acid, just fucking be melted, and when police come in and shut it down, and they're after the gator, the rivers and shit. That's how some of these traps lead dudes into gators and shit, because it happened to them and shit. I see how it could happen to some dudes. Other dudes just do a little whack or two and shit. So I go into show and I know deep army shit. I know gambling advice, medical potions that can get you deep sleep. When that bird's coming and the police are behind me, flanking, boom, 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 dispersing the whole crowd, and any immortals, and even boxing Zeus in there, and Gene Tunney, and taking mad hit points, mad skill, gator grapple I got, or outrunning deer. I'm not down with that. So now we can see some of it, like your AI, see some of the weird shit, some of the how it could have went. That's the power, that's the psychic power going into different. It's a lot of gray days, and the rest of them, they don't want you to know that. So now some of these ideas are going to ground it and shit. Even getting through the cold and shit is common, so the guys build resistance first. When you get tossed out, it's going to be rough, man. So now I got all these beats and shit, so. I need weed. I'm talking like each single popping out like 5 to 10K. Well, other dudes have that's not everyone else. I'm my unique artist. Dudes are not as big as Gangsta Dre or Brother Lynch. It's Canada. We don't have distribution. People are more redneck and arrogant. They think they know this and that. Look at Bitcoin. So they don't have room to blame guys, and there's a caution and shit. In real life, it's not just entertainment.